Paolo Banchero may be the first overall pick in this year's draft, but what if I told you he is doing things that no other first overall picks have done in history? Banchero is following in the footsteps of previous Magic first overall picks Shaquille O'Neal and Dwight Howard. He is imposing his will in the NBA on both the offensive and defensive end. In fact, Paolo Banchero is the first rookie in the Magic organization since Shaq and Penny to score 20 in 5 straight games, and he actually did it in his first 5 NBA games. Banchero is a dominant scorer on all 3 levels who can use his big frame to run the transition, get leverage over his defenders, and dunk on you wherever you are on the floor. In his NBA debut, he was historic. Let's take a look at his debut compared to NBA legends like Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Michael Jordan, and more. He is the first player since LeBron James to get 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in his debut. He actually scored more points and had more rebounds than LeBron James. Not to mention he had more rebounds and assists than Magic Johnson himself. In his first NBA game, he was much more dominant than KD, Michael Jordan, Carmelo Anthony, and Luka Doncic. Did that sentence just register in your head? Did you hear the names that I'm speaking of? Paolo Banchero is cementing himself on this list of the top elite NBA talent when they enter the league. When you compare Banchero to the #1 overall pick selected by the Orlando Magic, it's not even close. He dominates Shaquille O'Neal and Dwight Howard's NBA debuts. Paolo is actually breaking defenses down in so many ways. His elite transition game as a primary ball handler makes defenders guess what his next move is going to be, and oftentimes he makes them look silly. When he's sprinting at you in transition, you better be careful for his elite finishing and dunking capabilities because he is one heck of a finisher around the rim. And probably his most underrated attribute is his playmaking ability for his teammates. He has such great court vision for a player his size, it is oftentimes compared to LeBron James himself. Not to mention his most valuable attribute, his unstoppable mid-range game. Just imagine a player of Ben Simmons' caliber with his frame, transition game, and finishing abilities, but with the ability to jump shoot. That's what Paolo Banchero can be for the Magic for the next decade or so. Banchero runs the half-court offense like no other in the 2022 class. His ability to create for his teammates due to his high shot making ability and ball handling is one of the most undervalued aspects of his game. Even though he's high off the ground at 6'10", he still has a lower center of mass when dribbling, allowing him to have more control over his body and interior finishing with an extremely explosive burst and package. This burst is Blake Griffin or Giannis Antetokounmpo-esque. Like I mentioned earlier on in this video, his defensive question marks are being answered in the NBA. He's already showing a lot more effort than a lot of professional scouts anticipated that he would show on the defensive end. When in fact, early on in the Summer League, he was proving he was a defensive stud with highlight game-saving plays and proving it in the NBA so far with a high motor. Let's take a look at Paolo Banchero compared to the last 10 first overall picks. With all honesty, knowing what we know now, I don't know if I would take any of these guys over Banchero. And yes, that includes a list of Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, Zion Williamson, and Anthony Edwards. From what Banchero has shown, I don't think I'm taking anybody on this list over him. He shows unlimited upside as a primary face of your franchise. Being able to create on the offensive end while also showing a high defensive motor is one of the best attributes a young player can show. Like I said earlier, I would take Banchero over Ben Simmons. He's basically Ben Simmons with a jump shot. And you all know how highly we scouted Ben Simmons when he was first coming into the league. Imagine if he had a jump shot. He would probably be one of the best players in the NBA today. Let's take a look at what Kevin Durant had to say about Paolo Banchero.
Paolo, he got it all. From passing to handling the ball, bringing it up, play point forward so he can shoot it. It's going to be tough to play against.
If Kevin Durant's giving you gas, you already know you are going to be an NBA stud. If I was the first overall pick and I heard KD talking about me like that, my confidence would be through the roof. And Banchero's clearly is. Let's compare Banchero to other Duke players that are currently in the NBA. I believe that Banchero has a similar ceiling, if not higher than some of these players. The list includes Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, and even Zion Williamson. Getting the chance for Banchero to play under Coach K's last season is instrumental to his development. As you can see from the superstar players that I've just named, Banchero is cementing himself in that list as the top dog. I would not be surprised if he has a better career arc than Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, and even Zion Williamson. Banchero could be a lock for all NBA teams every year in the future and can be a competitor for MVPs with his play style. The NBA has only seen a few prospects come into the league with such great frame, size, and talent like Paolo Banchero displays. And that's why I think he has MVPs coming his way in the future. Banchero is a surefire Rookie of the Year candidate. I think the award is already his from what I've seen. I think when it's all said and done, we can look at Paolo Banchero as one of the all-time greats in the NBA. Yes, he's already in the conversation with Magic Johnson and LeBron James for the best rookie debut, but I'm looking at him to not only have the best rookie debut, but the best rookie season of all time. Thanks for watching Banter Broadcasts on YouTube. For more videos, shorts, and clips from our podcasts, subscribe to the Banter Broadcast.